I felt good about the performance. You always want to do better, and I strive to do better. There's a couple missed opportunities that I wish that I would have capitalized on a little bit more, but you get better. You get better from those things. Phil Davis, he did a good job to keep me from capitalizing on those positions. But when you have it in your mind, you want to finish a fight a certain way, and it doesn't happen. It's kind of disappointing. Yeah, when people are overlooking somebody like Phil Davis, is it's a dangerous thing, because whether you want to or not, and me wanting to or not, it kind of seeps in a little bit. At some point, it kind of seeps in because it gets repetitive and you hear it over and over again. And it's easy to talk about John Jones and that whole situation, and it takes the focus away from somebody that you have in front of you that's dangerous. So to focus and to get myself to where I needed to, I had to make it a little bit personal, something, just so I stayed focused and I kept my eye on Phil Davis, because if not, tonight's results could have been a little bit different.
And then given that the UFC announced tonight that John Jones will be fighting in Atlanta, I mean, you've been through 5 rounds, but how do you feel? Do you think you will be ready to fight in April?
Yeah, I'll be ready to fight in April or whenever. I just need to, a couple of things I need to work on, and I look forward to going back to training camp and working on those things that I need to. But, I'm excited to get an opportunity to finally fight John and give the people the fight that they want to see.
Hey, Rashad, a couple questions for you.
I don't know. I'm happy the fight's over. I'm happy I got the win. But I wanted to do better. I wanted to put on a more spectacular win for the Chicago fans and for the Fox fans. I didn't do it like I wanted to, or I envisioned myself doing it. But at the same time, I got the job done. And I can't be too overly critical, because nights like this and winning on the stage in the UFC, wins are hard to come by. So I should really just be thankful. And after I get off stage, I'll probably smack myself into reality and think that things could have been a lot worse.
Can you, when you were...
right before I stepped out, I just dial in. I dial in and really just bring myself really present into the moment. It's easy to start thinking about what's going to happen after, or what's going to happen in 2 minutes or in 1 minute, but it's really hard to just get dialed into that specific second. And that's what I was really doing. I was just really just channeling all my energy and my mindset to just being dialed in, to just experiencing every second as anew. And when I do that, I get my best fights. Yeah, I definitely want to put the robbery to bed, and more importantly, get a chance to get my belt back. I feel like I can beat John Jones. I see areas in this game where I can capitalize on, and I know it's going to be a good fight. We're very familiar with each other. John Jones has one thing that over other opponents that he doesn't have over me, and we faced each other before many times. So I'm not really too worried about the mystique of John Jones, because I know at John Jones' core. I remember John Jones when he used to come up to me and be like, "Hey man, what is it like when everybody takes pictures with you?" So I see John Jones a little bit differently than everybody else sees John Jones. Phil has a really bright future in MMA. He doesn't quit, and that's half the game right there. It's easy to fold when the pressure's on, and he doesn't quit, and he has a winner mentality. He tries different things and he wants to get better, and he showed a lot of improvement from when he fought Nog. So I think Phil has a bright future. It's just a matter of just picking the right fights for him and just getting back on a winning streak. Yeah, I felt pressure, and it's one that it just kind of creeped up on me. I woke up this morning and I was like, man, I can't lose this fight. And you never want to lose a fight, but at the same time, that played in my mind a little bit more than it normally does. And I had to really sit down and have a talk with myself and just really get my mind wrapped up around it. I had my performance coach, Al Fuentes, and we just talked about it, talked it through, and really got my mind just on the right path again, because it's so easy to just make it so much bigger than what it really is. What it comes down to is I got a 5-round fight, and I've been doing 5 rounds in practice all the time, and I've been training with some of the best fighters in the world. So I was like, you know what, this is no different in practice, just a lot more people watching. And there's something on the line, but at the same time, I really can't worry about what's on the line. I got a tough fighter in front of me, and that's the most important thing. It feels good, and I hope this is the last time that you guys have to say I'm the #1 contender. After this point, after I fight John Jones, I hope I'll be able to get, I'm pretty sure I'll get that belt, and I won't have to deal with that anymore and wait in line to fight John again. But it felt like it was, a big monkey on my back. I've been waiting to fight for a belt for a long time. And now that I get this opportunity, it kind of feels really good and it feels surreal. But at the same time, I'm not going to make fighting for the belt too much of a big deal. I have a 5-round fight in front of me, and the opponent is John Jones, and that's all the big deal I'm going to make about it. That's about it. I hope so. I'm sure I'll be going into this fight, and John Jones will be the big favorite, and it'll be just like the stage will be set for once again another surprising outcome. Yes, my jiu-jitsu got better. I train with Flavio Silva. He's my jiu-jitsu coach, and also Hollis Gracie. He's my jiu-jitsu coach as well. So I do a lot of jiu-jitsu training. I'm in South Florida, and it's like little Brazil. So it's hard to go. Everything is about jiu-jitsu. Like jiu-jitsu. So everything is jiu-jitsu, and I make sure I get my jiu-jitsu practice in. And I'm a lot better than a lot of people see. And there's things that I still haven't opened up and done yet, and I'm not totally comfortable with doing in a fight because my mindset is still so much a ground and pound fighter. But once I start firing in all cylinders, I start opening up my jiu-jitsu game a little bit more. Yeah, it will be. It'll be very mental. This is a big fight. Me and John, we were pretty familiar with each other, and we have that history with each other. We both don't really care too much for each other at the same time. So it's going to be a lot of things that are said. It's going to be a lot of feelings that are brought back up to the surface. So it's going to be a very mental fight. And he said something to me a while ago. When we got into it, he told me that he wants to show everybody that I'm all hype and he's going to destroy me. And that right there is the biggest motivation in the world. And for him saying I'm going to make him pay.
Yes, just two other questions real quickly. You talked about the sessions. Can you tell us how they went? I mean, where do you feel you had an advantage over him, and did he, in any area of the game, have an advantage over you?
Yeah, it went back and forth some days. He was a really good training partner. That's why I really like training with John. He went for it, and I could tell even back when he first came to the gym, and he really wasn't, so good on the ground and stuff like that. He had that fighter spirit in him and stuff. So, there was times where I got him, there was times where he got me. He's always been very creative on his feet, so there's times where he edged me with the stand-up, and there's times where I edged him with the ground, and it went back and forth. But, it's nothing different than in any other gym. Sometimes you go to the gym and you get beat by a guy that weighs 170 pounds, and it just happens to be that just how it goes sometimes. In a training gym, you don't really keep score, you just work hard. Yeah, and to some respects that's true, but at the same time, I think there's fundamental things that stay the same, and there's things that I feel that have stayed the same about John. And when I get in there and I face him, I'm sure I'll be able to feel the familiarity and all those things that I think that can't change in a person. Yeah, it's tough, man. I hate to even put those guys in that position. Sometimes it's been kind of a riff, and they let me know that, yo, you know what? I kind of feel like there's a little problem because I got loyalty to you at the same time on the team with John. So it sucks, that they even have to be that way. But the stage was set for it to happen, and I feel bad everybody else that gets caught in the collateral damage. Yeah, his punches were a little bit tired. I could see it in his shoulders, and I could see when he was throwing the punches. I just wish that I just would have capitalized a little bit more. I was just catching them like I was holding miss, but I didn't really throw the way I wanted to. And I think I was just trying to hit too hard. And when you try to hit too hard, that's when you are a little bit slower and your punches don't come off the way you want them to. So yeah, I was seeing him a lot, and I knew at that point that he was going to start diving for the shot. Yeah, there's so much that's been said. There's so much that's going to be said between now and then. And right now, I just kind of want to just go back and just enjoy this victory, and then think about the things that I need to do to get ready for the fight against John Jones, and not put anything out there right now. Just let tonight just be tonight, and then I'll get my mouth going probably a little bit later on.